back. You're still with us on News Special, and we're still here at the Hindustan University campus. We've been talking about whether gadgets and gizmos today really eat us, the human in us, and whether it's really a good thing for the youngster of today. Mansha, I want to talk to you about the disadvantages in detail. Do you believe that, gadgets and gizmos, with its entry, has really eaten into something as basic as maybe relationships with our parents?
Honestly, I do believe that it does that, because like a certain example of an intercom in huge families, like people they don't go and talk to their parents like, "Mom, I'm home." They rather pick up the intercom and just talk to that. And plus, it makes you lazy. Even let's say cell phones, and you rather SMS your neighbor. You don't go and meet her and say, "Hey,
Right.
what's up?" and all. You rather message and talk.
All
So
right.
I think that your interpersonal relationship.
So maybe even the basic courtesies and the respect is lost.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So, Gada, you agree with what she's saying, or do you think it's all rubbish?
Not exactly. I would like to bring a point here, add a point rather, the crab mentality.
What is that?
It's like when you put a group of crabs in a box and one tends to come out, the other one pulls it down. That's ultimately what, I'm sorry for saying that, but what you're trying to do. As soon as you advance, you're trying to pull us back. You can always use technology in the right way. It's up to you, humans.
Okay, it's the choice rather than
Exactly
anything.
the
Okay.
choice.
You want to add to that? Go ahead.
She said about intercoms, okay?
Right.
In a big university like this, using intercoms is very advantageous, I think. If you have to contact a staff from mechanical department to a EEE department or anything
Yes,
like
but that's
that.
a completely different scenario. At home, why would you want to ever use it?
No, that is what
Unless you have a
utility.
palace
How
for a
you
home.
that is how you utilize gadgets basically.
Okay, so never underuse it. Use it to the fullest, you say.
Use it however it has to be.
It has to be used. Okay. Also, with with all of these gadgets and gizmos come a lot of disadvantages like laziness and a lot of health hazards as well. Aishwarya, you're nodding your head. Do you have you had
Yeah.
friends who've fallen to such traps?
Yes, yes. Because you'll use too much cell phone is actually giving you, due to the radiation, you actually get tumors, a lot of other health problems. And definitely you actually, every day by day, you use it too much. And you definitely get falling sick. I mean, why do you have to use too much? That's why, gadgets are actually taking up even our health.
Right. Even in terms of exercise, do we see people going out in the fields and playing in the sun? Unless they're just schoolboys, I don't know. Christopher? Or is it just your friends who are always glued onto the Wii and that's all they do on tennis?
Sometimes, some friends of mine, they usually play on the Wii, and some friends usually who are addicted to play games and who are on all sports freaks and all, they go out and play.
So doesn't it make a person really reclusive and maybe an antisocial person at
People
one
who are
point of time?
lazy, you see my friends and all, who think they want to play a lot of games, who are totally gizmo freaks, they really want to do it. So sit in the house, eat popcorn, play games, just sit in the sofa, just play the whole time. But people who really are interested in playing outside is a good point for them, because that doesn't make them lazy at all.
Right.
So I think.
So if not for any kind of exercise, maybe for the thumb and for the hand
Yeah,
movement.
movement, yeah.
It's almost like, fun has been redefined by our gadgets and gizmos today. Do you believe that's been the case today, Stefan?
Yeah, I think to an extent, and I would like to add to that disadvantage. There are people, a lot of gameaholics people who
Right.
play like 24/7 back to back. For those people, meaning games, all these computers, laptop, it diverts their attention from going to school or college, and then it's basically like you can also have a lot of problems, health problems. In 1993 in Miami, the first case was registered.
Wow.
Of lawsuit was filed against some T-Mobile communication, where a female, she caught on a tumor
Okay.
with phone.
All right. Overuse,
yeah,
basically.
and since then all these researches and all, they started to happen.
So basically use it judicially more than anything else, right?
Yeah.
There's also the case of extreme craze when it comes to really addiction. And a lot of youngsters today are addicted to gadgets and gizmos.
Yeah, they are now. That's why they've introduced rehabilitation centers for gadget freaks and
Absolutely.
people who are addicted to gadgets and internet. And
As
because
much
of
as you
this,
say that people should, it's basically on the choice of people that they should really use it. You might be mature enough to make that choice, but do you think the youngsters of today, all of them are the same?
I'm pretty sure they are. They shouldn't misuse it. Don't take advantage of it. Don't abuse what they get.
Then why do we have more number of addiction centers, de-addiction centers then?
Not like they've just started out, and there are hardly any. But still, yeah, there are a lot of people who are addicted to it, and they go into the wrong path, and yeah, they're too addicted.
Okay. If not addiction, maybe even things like insomnia and sleeplessness?
Yeah.
these are like the after effects and the setbacks which come from the regular usage of gadgets such as phones, such as using laptops for games, meaning computer vision symptoms, insomnia, sleeplessness, and all these are problems which come because of the regular use of computers, just gadgets.
All right. So has it brought you to a stage that you kind of feel handicapped if you don't have your mobile phone or your iPad or your iPhone? I don't know. Have you come to such a state ever?
No, that's
Vijay?
pretty much we don't want anyone to come to, because yeah, gadgets we depend upon them, but it shouldn't handicap us in the absence of that. That is what we need to create awareness about. It is like definitely we need to use gadgets. They are very human friendly. They are made to be human friendly. They help us out, but we
But
shouldn't.
to most
be,
people, it's almost like an extension of their hand or something, like an organ, totally.
yeah, that is they're abusing their privilege.
Right. There's also the case of abuse, Divya. Do you believe that maybe youngsters today are maybe just driven away by the latest model in town, and in a way are overly dependent? That when you take it away, there's some sort of a vacuum there.
The thing is, like Aisha said, she said that they think it's cool.
Right.
So when you take it, you're taking like their identity. They think that with their phone they are defined as someone. Okay. So when you say that you take away the identity, like there are so many problems which they come across, and the parents take off their phones. They feel like they're lost without the phone. They're too dependent on it. You shouldn't be that. You should have a level where you know your level.
Yeah.
You should not overdo stuff. Nothing, anything. I mean, too much of anything is good for nothing.
Right. All right. So with that, I think we'll wrap this second segment. She has been saying that basically it's all about the choice and judicially using it for the right use and not misusing it more than anything else. In the last segment, let's talk about when one model comes and the next one goes. Where does it all go to? Is it all being properly exposed of, recycled? Are we still heading towards a green environment with all of these gadgets and gizmos piling up on top of us? That's coming up in the next segment of You Special. Do stay with us.